about maybe 5 minutes to try and do this. I have to go to another open water swim, believe it or not, which is pretty funny. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to talk about some open water swim tips. Right now, the lake I'm swimming at, sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's warm, depending on the overnight temperature and the temperature of the day. Right now, the temperature, and so there's two ways that you can go into the water. The first, well, multiple ways, but there's two ways that I like to encourage people to go into. The first one is just, you walk in, your feet get cold, just go into your waist, submerge up and down, get that cold water shock out of the way. The second way, this is how I do it. This is how I'm getting into the water these days, is I actually come up to my waist. I do the same thing. Who's going in first? Who's going in first? I don't want to go first. And then what I do is I just dive in. Make sure that there's no rocks in the way or anything, right? So just do a shallow dive. And so when I go in and I dive in, the first thing I do is I exhale really strong through my nose and my mouth. And for whatever reason that worked for me, it works really well. Try it and see how it works for you. It kind of calms down my breathing as I'm getting that cold to the face and I'm exhaling it, diving in. Okay, the cold water may affect your balance. And the reason why I know this is we spent a week in Hawaii. No one commented on being dizzy, but when we came back to Canada here, the water was cold and a lot of people were saying, Todd, I'm dizzy. So I got to think the reason being is the cold. And it didn't happen in Hawaii. Okay, and it was a lot colder here. So you got to be prepared for that, right? So what I do is sometimes when you're swimming, you get water stuck in your ear. Might be this ear or that ear. And when it's cold, you can really feel like it's really cold and it almost hurts. What I find works best is if you stop, shake that water out, right? Just stop swimming and get it out and then continue on. So then you can feel like your ears are clear again and then keep swimming. But if it does get plugged, shake it out, because if you don't, if you leave it in there, I find that when you get out, that's when I start to get dizzy. So try to make sure that that water is out of your ear, okay? Wearing a wetsuit is good, right? If you're in Canada at this time of year, there's a good chance the lake is cold. So please wear a wetsuit. I'm also this year, I'm using a swim buddy. So a picture of a swim buddy is right here, and it's very cool. It's a flotation device. You blow it up, and it just attaches to your body through or rowboats or something that may not see you. This is a way to increase your visibility in the lake. And so whenever I do open water swims now, I have this swim buddy. So I think it's a great thing to do. You guys should all get one if you're going open water swimming. Sighting, how do you sight? Okay, I've only got a couple minutes. Let's see if I can do this. When you're swimming along, okay, you need to sight. What I do is I time my breathing with the sighting, or I time the sighting with the breathing, right? So if I normally breathe to the left. So I breathe to the left, back, breathe to the left. Now when I need the sight, what I'm going to do is I look up, eyes just kind of break the surface, and then I see where I'm going, and then I turn to get my breath, and then back down, right? So I'm swimming along, look up forward, see where I'm going, turn to the side to take the breath. And that works really well for me. Now, when should you sight? So I usually recommend people taking 7 strokes more often than not. Okay, if you're crooked, you got a lot of people that are swimming crooked in the water, and I think it comes down to how they're entering the water, right? In a pool, elbow up and coming in front of your shoulder and going straight forward, right? And so if you're entering and going over this way each time, and this arm enters and goes straight, which way are you going to go in the lake? Yeah, you're going to go this way. Same thing, if you're going this way, it's probably because your left arm is going that way. So really pay attention to how you're entering the water. You want to enter straight in front of your shoulders, and that's going to help you keep straight. That's probably all the time I have for this newsletter. I hope you like it. Remember, I have a fundraiser coming up for the Joe's Team Triathlon, and that's on June 27th. So please help me reach my goal of 500. I'm close to Iron Distance race. And what that's going to be is if you signed up for an Ironman or half Ironman, this is going to be a program that's going to teach you what you need to do the week of the. We're going to do a pre-order. It's almost done. It's got a few more steps that need to be completed. But if you want to pre-order it right now, I'll give you guys the discount of $75. So if you want to pre-order, send me an email, or I'll put a link down here to pre-order it, and then you'll be good to go. And that's going to be up and rolling really, really soon. I got to go. I got to go for another swim in the lake, but I hope you enjoyed this June newsletter, and I hope you guys are all having a wonderful season so far. So this is Coach Todd saying thank you very much and happy training.